right, Shalom. I want to start off by giving all praise, honor, and glory to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Kakodash.
double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom to all the Akim out there pushing the word, the sincerity, and the truth. It's the brothers here from Great Millstone, Atlanta. And, this lesson is going to go into never. We want to put emphasis on that. Never trust thine enemy. Your enemy, the scriptures tell you who your enemy is. And Luke 1:68, Deuteronomy 28:68, it identifies and indicates that you have particular enemies. All right, and those enemies are surrounded around you right now to this day. The so-called white race, the Chinese, the Japanese, the Arabs, some 2/3 of your own people. And the scripture says never trust. That word trust goes into basically embrace closely, actually lowering your guard, having an affinity or a compassion for. You never trust them, man. You don't embrace your enemy closely, because what happens? You have these different jakes that try to conform with the ways of the so-called white man, and they'll turn their back, and the so-called white man will stab them dead in it, man. So us brothers in the spirit of Yahweh Shem Shah, we gotta recognize who our enemy is first and foremost, which brothers already know, but you always gotta keep your guard up. You look at these different lions, you look at these top beasts in the animal kingdom, and you can see they always got their guard up, because at any particular time, their enemies can actually come and tear their flesh, tear them apart, man. So we're gonna start with that in Sirach.
This is Sirach chapter 12, verse 10. Never trust thine enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness.
Yeah, so never trust thine enemy. Never. That's basically a commandment. At no appointed time should you lower your guard to this man. You had the Native Americans, which are the tribe of Gad, and also the Seminole Indians. When the so-called white man came to the shores of America, they gave them a pass. They allowed them to mingle with the women. They gave them fair lands. They fed them. They slept amongst them. And the so-called white man, at the end of the day, in the back of his mind, he knew he was coming there to take that land. So he lowered his guard for a season. He played a part, so to speak. He acted amongst them. And when he saw opportunity, he slaughtered them. Gave them smallpox, gave them influenza, germ warfare, ravaged the women, stole the lands, reaped the benefits of those different lands, which was gold and silver. Chopped their hands off, amputated them, sent them on a trail of tears, pushed them out of their lands. That history of the Native Americans alone shows you to never trust your enemy, man. And of course, you had anything you want to speak on, of course, chime in.
Yeah, just like what the elder was speaking on, us basically being on our P's and Q's in its truth, man. Moving wise as a serpent, balancing everything out. All right, this is Ephesians chapter 5, verse 15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise. Okay, when you go into the word circumspect, it's going to accurate, moving perfect, always looking around, being aware. That's what the truth. When you come to the truth, you're more aware of what's going on. World War III updates, dealing with prophecy, current events, discerning spirits. Everything starts to go to a new level in this truth.
Yep.
And then you just say the water Yahweh Shem Shah.
And then you start to recognize, like, oh man, where am I at in this foot race? I'm basically prey. The scriptures, speak about lions. The scriptures speak about cruel, all these cruel beasts. And it also, when it refers to us, what does it refer to us as? Worms. It says, be wise as a serpent, harmless as doves. So even on the animal spectrum, even though we were actually known as lions, and we still are referred to as lions, but we don't have those key attributes. We don't have any type of defense. We don't have the government that's actually fighting for us. We're basically on an island. So having that level of understanding should heighten your awareness. Keep your senses up. Keep your guard up at all times, man. Even with your woman. Your woman is a potential enemy. You have these different jakes that give their woman their bank accounts and all these different things. Next thing you know, their pockets is being ran through. They'll have certain women off the streets. They'll have them in their household, and they'll flaunt their money. What happens? The next couple days later or whatnot, she'll rob the house, man.
I got a precept for you.
You got it.
This is Matthew chapter 6, verse 3. But when thou doest alms, let not thy left hand know what thy right hand doeth. That's what I was going into. Hey, you don't have to let everybody know what you own, man. Just like that's what the apostle elders, being wise as serpent. You don't have to be wearing your fringes out, going to the work job, because you'll get marked, man. Why cause thy own suffering? You're not moving wise. You're being a fool. But you think you on the forefront. Oh, y'all doing this for your Yahweh Shemi Shai. No, man, you moving as a fool.
That's right.
Not wise, man.
And this is spiritual warfare. You got two styles of warfare. You got overt warfare and you got covert warfare. There's times where you can actually be open, but it's sometimes where you got to keep yourself closed, keep yourself low. You know, brothers play video games. I'm pretty sure brothers is familiar with Assassin's Creed. You have certain what they call it, the style of those style of games. Assassin's Creed, the old game of Splinter Cell, Metal Gear Solids. Those are more assassin-based, covert style games. And the whole thing is to not get caught, to actually sneak, stoop down low, make sure that the enemy doesn't actually recognize you. Because if they recognize you, they could catch you and they'll kill you, man. So it's the same thing even in this truth, man. You know, you have to have a sense of privacy about yourself. You know, of course, be open to brothers, but there's certain things, even in this truth, where you have to, you know, keep to yourself, man. Don't be an open book, man. You know, and it all still circulates and it still goes to the main point of never trusting your enemy, man. Because you will have certain men, like the scripture speak about, even in Jeremiah, how every brother's not a brother. Some men are crept in unawares, and that man can be a potential enemy. And you giving him everything that you basically opening the whole book unto him, and he's using your words to entangle you in him and weaponize them against you, man. It's some more on that Sirach 12, just a little bit.
Yeah, I keep going.
And we've seen it before, you know. We've seen plenty of examples in this camp, particular certain guys that fell off. How certain men would take your kindness for weakness. You get cool with a brother, and you start, opening yourself up, opening your doors, and giving money and this and that, and you start to see how Jake would take that level of friendship and that level of sincerity, and they'll twist it and they'll manipulate it, and then they'll try to control you off of your emotions, man. So you have to have a level of spiritual independence, man. Like, all right, man, at the end of the day, I'm amongst brothers, of course, I'm in this world, but I have to have a level of security. I have to have a level, I got to move with a level of wisdom. Like I said, with a woman, with 2/3, with a so-called white man, anybody could be hey, this shows you down the movie The Matrix. How that demon, that agent could jump into any spirit and vessel and possess them to take you out. And when those the individuals that was Neo, Morpheus, that was in that elk, that was in that specific cusp, when they seen those agents, the first thing that registered in their mind was to flee, get the hell away from those agents. All right, you got that?
This is chapter 12, verse 11. Thou he humble himself and grow crouching, yet take good heed and be aware of him.
So the so-called white man has a technique of lowering himself, making himself seem on the same pedestal as you. Yeah, I'm low like you. I came from harsh parts. There was a time I didn't have a dime. And you start to get comfortable. All right, he kind of like me. He just got more money now. But, he went through the same struggle. He feels where I'm coming from. Nah, he's using those instruments of kindness and crouching down and humility to break your guard, to make you lower your guard. And as soon as he sees opportunity, he sees that open chink, he's gonna pierce you, man.
Oh, that's being cunning.
Cunning. Subtle.
It says, and thou shalt be unto him as if thou hast wiped a looking glass, and thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away.
Right. So you have to study this man, and it takes some things take days, some things take time, whether it's on a personal level or on a macro level. These Edomites, man. When you're moving amongst these Edomites, even in this world, Esau studies behavioral psychology. He knows what you spend your money towards because he's always trying to take your money from you. He knows what areas you mainly go to. He knows how to keep you in a box and keep you in a cage. But your job as a man of the Lord is to avoid those cages. Slip. That's why the scripture says, what? Be wise as a serpent. Learn how to maneuver, man. Learn how to use subtlety. Use all the instruments that this devil uses against us. And if you have those key attributes and those characteristics, it's gonna make it where you actually, you have more success in this world, so to speak. Not on a physical level, but you avoid bad situations, bad conditions, getting locked up, getting shot, getting killed. Because death is all around us. You got a nigga getting shot, you got a nigga getting robbed. All these things are going on right as we speak because of bad decisions, being at the wrong place at the wrong time, moving amongst the wrong people, telling all their business, talking too much. See? So all these foolish things, you have to purge yourself from that and becoming a new creature. All right, become an alpha, so to speak. Become an apex. Be at the top of your level on this stage of ours. Some more?
Yes, I'm on. Sirach chapter 12, verse 12. Set not by thee, lest when he have overthrown thee, he stand up in thy place. Neither let him sit at thy right hand, lest he sneak to take thy seat.
Lest he sneak to take thy seat. And the so-called white man has stole the whole world through sneaking and connivingness. You know, so even, like I said, on an everyday base, you got to watch who you're amongst. I be on a job, and I always got my guard up with that. You know, I'm not trying to make any friends, so to speak. You know, I might talk and I'm cordial. You know, might joke lightly with them, but I'm not even on an extreme joking level with a lot of Jakes. Cause what Jake do? Jake try to do fat jokes, man. Jake try to get real comfortable with you and try you as Negroes know in the streets, try you like a hoe. So even the common man you dealing with, you always got to keep that, hey, look, we cool, but we ain't really cool like that. I'm going to let you, if you try to get closer, I'm stepping back. You see, I'm going to let it be known at the end of the day that we don't have that relationship. You see? So you got to have that level of space between you and everybody. But they say they say arm reach distance, you know? Because when certain people get in your sphere, when they get close, what they try to do? They try to coil you. They try to strangle you out. But they're strangling you out your money, like I said, your resources. And the main individual that gets that close to have opportunity to strangle you out, the spirit is women, man. Plain and simple. Because what happens? Jake lower their guard after sex. You reading the accounts with Samson. You start pillow talking. Next thing you know, the woman got everything that she need to know, and she knows how to push your buttons and take everything from you, man.
Like the scripture say in Apocrypha, wine and women make a man understand and fall away.
Yeah.
You know, it was just a clip. Brothers probably seen it on social media. Man, the girl opened the door for two men to come in and let bro get shot. You know, and they caught it on camera with them running back to the same cars in the parking lot. You know, but that just show you that these scriptures are telling the truth. Simple and plain.
And there be situations where Jacob loved them would be like, man, I thought you loved me like I loved you. She was playing you like a fool. Some chicks will be with you for months and not years, and then they'll catch you. They'll catch you coming up, and they'll send some goons, some goony niggas to come in your house and rob you, man. And it's a lot of those type of women. A lot of these women are worse than niggas out here, man. So I want to get this last scripture that we can close. This is Sirach 13 and 15. Every beast loveth his light, and every man loveth his neighbor. All flesh consorteth according to kind, and a man will cleave to his light. What fellowship have the wolf with the lamb? So the sinner with the godly. And in this the two extremes, it speaks about the wolf and it speaks about the lamb. We're not known as wolves in the scriptures. We're known as lambs. But guess what? You have men that are actually what they say, sheep in wolves' clothing, or wolves in sheep's clothing. They coat themselves with a lamb texture, so to speak. You might be amongst Jake. You like, hey, you know, he's just like me. He's playing a role of innocence, but he got those terrant, you know, those vociferous teeth. You know, got those large canines and the claws to tear you apart, man. So continuing on. It says, and what peace between the rich and the poor? As the wild ass is the lion's prey in the wilderness, so the rich eat up the poor. As the proud hate humility, so doth the rich abhor the poor. Right, so you're hated. You're hated, and the so-called white man looks at you like an enemy. He looks at you like a target. And what happens when you see a bullseye target? Your whole thing is wanting to hit it. When you see a target, you want to take that thing out. So you have certain people that solely want to take you out, take your nation out, you know, and they're doing everything in their means, and they know it takes time. So they push it out in media, they push it out in messages to keep you stupefied, keep you dumbed down. But you have to outwit him by reading more, studying more, getting your senses exercised, getting into wisdom, knowledge, and understanding of Yahweh Shah. Like the brother said, being more circumspect. And if you actually apply all these attributes and characteristics, like I said earlier, it's going to make it where you actually are faultless, so to speak, blameless. You have the characteristics and the faculties to maneuver through all situations. All right. So this is just something we just wanted to go into and put emphasis on, to never, ever, ever trust your enemy or enemies. We want to end it by giving all praises, honor, and glory to
Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shah, Ba'Shem, Rakakadash.
double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom.